God is calling you out. Not with a whisper, not with a gentle tap on your shoulder, not with a polite suggestion, no. In this story, in this moment, in this message, the call crashes down like thunder ripping through stagnant clouds. The call isn't soft. It isn't safe. It isn't decorated with comforting tones or wrapped in soothing assurances. It comes like a voice that has waited long enough, watched long enough, warned long enough, and now demands an answer that can't be postponed anymore. You feel the weight of it before you even understand it. You feel the tension in the air, the tightening in your chest, that strange pressure that tells you that the time of excuses has expired. You feel something standing over the life you've been living, every shortcut, every delay, every lie you told yourself that you'd start tomorrow, every time you buried your potential under laziness, fear, or distraction. This message isn't here to pet your wounds. It's here to pull you by the collar of your comfort and force you to confront the truth you keep avoiding, because in this fictional world, in this dramatic moment, this is your last warning, and not because the universe is angry at you. Not because some divine being wants to punish you. Not because you're doomed or cursed or beyond saving. No. It's your last warning simply because you are out of time to keep wasting your own life. You are standing at the edge of everything you could be, and you've delayed the leap for so long that one more hesitation will cost you the life you secretly dream about when no one is watching. This message comes for those who know, deep in their bones, that they've been living far below the level they were built for. You believe in something greater. Maybe you call it God, maybe you call it purpose, maybe you call it destiny, maybe you don't have a name for it. But you feel it. You've always felt it. Every time you chose comfort over growth, you felt the sting. Every time you betrayed your own potential, you felt the guilt disguised as tiredness. Every time you made a promise to yourself that you broke within a week, you felt that sinking shame that you never admit to anyone. This message calls all of that out. It tears the curtain off the life you've been pretending is fine. It drags your excuses into the light. It exposes the laziness you dress up as waiting for the right moment. It confronts the fear you defend as logic. It highlights the dreams you abandoned because failure scared you more than regret ever did. It looks you straight in the soul and demands, how much longer will you run? Because the truth is brutal. You've been given signs before in this fictional narrative, so many signs, doors that almost opened for you but didn't because you hesitated. Opportunities that brushed your fingertips but slipped away because you weren't ready. Moments of clarity that you ignored because change felt inconvenient. People who believed in you more than you believe in yourself. And you took them for granted, failures that tried to teach you something, but you were too focused on the pain to learn the lesson. This message stands above all of that and says, this is the final nudge before you lose everything you could have been, not in a supernatural punishment kind of way, but in the brutally real-world way where a person wastes their entire potential while convincing themselves they still have time. Let's talk about that lie. You've repeated "I still have time" so many times that it became a shield for every delay you've justified. You tell yourself you'll start when you feel motivated, when life calms down, when your situation is better, when you're less stressed, when you're more confident, when you're more skilled, when everything is aligned perfectly. But deep down, you know that moment will never arrive. Not because the world is against you, but because you are against yourself without realizing it. You've made a habit of waiting, a habit of hesitating, a habit of letting fear decide for you, a habit of shrinking your own power so you don't have to see how strong you could be, a habit of choosing the familiar pain of stagnation over the unfamiliar discomfort of growth. And every time you choose that, the life you want moves one step further away. This message, this last warning, is the point where the voice of your unfulfilled potential screams loud enough to break through every layer of denial you've built. It tells you, with no softness, no mercy, no sugarcoating, if you don't change now, you never will. Because change isn't built on inspiration. It's built on pressure, and if this fictional moment is your last warning, that pressure is here to crush every excuse you have left. Let's walk deeper into this. Imagine your future self, 10 years from now, staring at you with a disappointment so deep it makes your stomach twist. That version of you knows exactly what you could have been. They know the greatness you ignored. They know the dreams you buried. They know the discipline you avoided. They know the moments that could have changed your life but didn't, because you weren't brave enough to act. Imagine that version of you screaming across time, "Why didn't you wake up when you had the chance?" This fictional message is that scream. It's the moment where your potential refuses to stay silent. The moment where the universe inside you stops being patient. The moment where you are confronted with the reality that your life, as it currently stands, is the result of your choices. Not your circumstances, not your past, not your mistakes, not your environment. Your choices. You have been waiting for some divine sign to crash into your life and magically transform everything. But the truth is, the sign was never going to be mystical. It was going to be this moment, the realization that you are wasting your own life by pretending you don't have the power to change it. This message calls you out for every day you wasted scrolling, comparing, wishing, complaining, fantasizing about change but never moving toward it. It calls you out for the talent you let rot, for the passion you let die, for the discipline you refused to build, for the dreams you talked about but never pursued, for the greatness you glimpsed but never chased. Your potential is suffocating inside you. And you've been pretending not to hear its cries, but not today. Today, it roars. Today, it shakes your chest like an earthquake. Today, it screams your name with a force that demands you rise. Today, you don't get to hide behind fear. Today, you don't get to defend your stagnation. Today, you don't get to say later. This is the fictional last warning, and it's not meant to scare you. It's meant to wake you. Because yes, you've suffered. Yes, you've broken. Yes, you've failed. Yes, you've been surrounded by people who didn't believe in you. Yes, you've made mistakes that haunt you. Yes, you have wounds that still ache. But none of that excuses you from rising. Some people have lived in darker shadows than you and still climbed mountains. Some people have had less than you and still built empires. Some people have been betrayed, abandoned, beaten down by life, yet they rose so high that their pain became fuel, not chains. So what is your excuse? Your fictional divine call in this story isn't about punishment. It's about accountability. It's about responsibility. It's about refusing to let you sabotage yourself anymore. This message demands honesty. So here it is, you're capable of far more than you're currently living. Almost everything holding you back is inside you. Your laziness is killing your potential. Your fear is murdering your destiny. Your excuses are drowning your greatness. Your lack of discipline is the thief stealing your future. Your comfort zone is the prison you keep decorating. Your self-doubt is the enemy you keep feeding. Your delaying is the poison disguised as peace. And if you don't break these chains now, you won't break them later. Because the more you delay, the stronger the chains become. This message is here to rip those chains apart with words that don't care about your feelings. It's here to force you into a confrontation you've avoided your entire life. You want success? Then stop wishing and start working. You want healing? Then stop hiding from the wounds and start treating them. You want purpose? Then stop drifting and start choosing. You want change? Then stop praying for a new life while clinging to your old habits. You want growth? Then stop escaping discomfort and start embracing discipline. Nothing in your life will transform until you do. You want a sign? This is the sign in this fictional narrative. You want confirmation? This is the confirmation. You want direction? This is the direction. You want permission? This is the permission. You want a final push? This is the push. Your life isn't waiting for a miracle. Your life is waiting for you, and the truth is, you know that already. You've always known. The real battle isn't between you and the world. It's between you and the version of you that's too afraid to evolve. This message is the battlefield, right here, right now. This moment, this call out, this awakening, this fictional last warning, this internal confrontation that refuses to let you stay asleep. Because maybe this is the last time you'll feel this level of clarity. Maybe this is the last time motivation will ignite this strongly. Maybe this is the last chance you get before the old habits reclaim your life. Maybe this is the last moment where the fire is hot enough to forge a new you. If you waste this moment, you might never get another one like it, not because the universe is cruel, but because you will slip back into the comfortable numbness you know so well, where your dreams die quietly while you scroll your life away. This message exists to stop that, to interrupt that, to challenge that, to expose that, to break that, to shake every cell in your body awake. Because your life won't change until you do, and you can't keep pretending you don't know that. You want to rise? Then rise. You want to rebuild? Then rebuild. You want to fight? Then fight. You want to transform? Then transform. Stop looking for permission. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop pretending you're powerless. Stop acting like your potential is optional. Stop living like you have another lifetime in your back pocket. You don't. Your life is happening now. Your story is being written now. Your future is being shaped now. And this message, This intense, relentless, aggressive voice is telling you one thing: enough, enough running, enough hiding. Enough shrinking, enough complaining, enough wasting time, enough betraying your own potential, enough pretending you don't hear the call. Stand up, look at the life you've been living, admit what you've avoided, face the truth you've buried, break the habits that keep you trapped, build the discipline you've been afraid of. This fictional last warning isn't here to scare you. It's here to save you from yourself. It's here to ignite the fire you keep trying to smother. It's here to make you uncomfortable enough to start moving. It's here to force you into the version of yourself that the world desperately needs, because the world doesn't need your excuses, it needs your strength. It needs your gifts, it needs your courage, it needs your voice, it needs your ideas, it needs your transformation. What comes next is simple: either you rise now, or you return to the shadows of your old life. Either you choose growth, or you choose regret. Either you fight for your future, or you surrender to your past. Either you answer this fictional call, or you pretend you never heard it. But know this: if you go back to your old habits after this moment, it won't be because you lacked potential. It will be because you lacked commitment, because you chose comfort over greatness, because you let fear win, because you ignored the voice that tried one last time to wake you. But if you rise, if you truly rise, then this moment becomes the turning point, the split in the timeline, the rebirth, the awakening, the surge of discipline and clarity that rewrites your identity forever. You become the version of yourself you've always been afraid to chase. You become unstoppable. You become disciplined. You become focused. You become dangerous, in the best possible way. And years from now, when you look back, you'll remember this fictional message as the moment everything changed, the moment you stopped lying to yourself, the moment you chose effort over excuses, the moment you rejected stagnation, the moment you stepped into your destiny, the moment you finally answered the call. So here it is, one final time, as loudly and as fiercely as this narrative can express it. God is calling you out. This is your last warning, not to fear, but to rise, not to shrink, but to step into the power you've wasted for far too long, not to cry, but to conquer, not to surrender, but to start, right now. No more delays, no more excuses, no more waiting. This is the moment, this is the line, this is the awakening. This is the call, answer it, and now everything comes down to this single breath, this single heartbeat, this single moment where you decide who you are going to be for the rest of your life. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Not when the world becomes easier. Now. Because you have run out of space to hide, run out of excuses to lean on, run out of time to keep pretending that you were waiting for the right moment. This is the right moment. This is the line in the sand. This is the fire you cannot step around. You know exactly what happens if you walk away from this moment unchanged. You go back to the same habits, the same distractions, the same fears, the same half-lived existence that has kept you small. You go back to the version of yourself that settles for crumbs while knowing you were born to build the table. You go back to the slow suffocation of unrealized potential. And deep inside, you know that returning to that life would be the real failure, not the risks. Not the attempts, not the falls, but the surrender. So this is where everything shifts. This is where you stop being a victim of your own excuses and become the architect of your destiny. This is where you stop apologizing for wanting more. This is where you take ownership of every step you refused to take before. This is where you stop asking for permission from a world that never had the power to block your path in the first place. This is where you walk into the storm instead of waiting for perfect skies, because greatness isn't born in comfort. Strength isn't forged in softness. Destiny doesn't unfold for the hesitant. Life does not reward those who wait, it rewards those who move. Those who act. Those who rise even when their legs shake. Those who choose discipline over desire, purpose over pleasure, responsibility over excuses. Those who hear the call and answer it with action, not emotion, so stand up. Right now. Not tomorrow. Not after thinking about it. Right now. Stand up with a fire that refuses to be ignored. Stand up with the conviction that you're done playing small. Stand up with the certainty that you will no longer break your own promises. Stand up with the force of someone who finally understands that their life has always been in their own hands. This is your moment. This is your awakening. This is your shift from who you were to who you were always meant to become. And when you walk forward from here, walk with the intensity of someone who has heard their final warning and refused to waste it. Walk like someone who is done living half asleep. Walk like someone who has something to prove, not to the world, but to themselves. God is calling you out in this moment of your story, and you know it. This is the last warning before the opportunity passes you by, before your potential turns to regret, before your dreams become memories of what you were too afraid to chase. Do not let that happen. Not now. Not after everything you've survived. Not after everything you've endured. Not after coming this far. Step into the fire. Step into the discipline. Step into the discomfort. Step into the version of yourself that terrifies your old habits. Step into the life that has been waiting for you to stop running.